The other day at work, a girl was telling me that we've made progress. And I was like, yeah, all right. And then I found this.
The Negro should do in respect to obtaining even more effective protection from our federal government.
You never will get protection from the federal government. That's like King is asking Kennedy to go to Alabama and stand in the doorway, put his body in the doorway. That's like asking the fox to protect you from the wolf. And when now the masses of black people can see this, and it is only the Negro leadership, the bourgeois, hand-picked handful of Negroes who think that they're going to get some kind of respect, recognition, or protection from the government. The government is responsible for what is happening to black people in this country.
Alright, so you heard what he said. We ain't never gonna get protection from the federal government. The government is responsible for what's happening to blacks in this country. And he said this when he said this back then. And it still reigns true. It still reigns true today. So you think about that. You always writing and talking about that black power shit. The civil rights is over. We won. We segregated. Alright? I mean, we got integrated. I mean, let it go. It's over. Ooh. I am so happy you fixed that mistake. Integrated, yes. Get your shit together. But yeah, I will always very, very, very passionate about the black community and just what happened to us throughout history, our circumstances, and the lot that we've been given. Yes, I will forever talk about it, and I don't care who's listening, especially after all that's been going on in the media today. The way this hashtag Black Lives Matter is trending, I will always be a part of that discussion. I will always be around to open up that discussion. I will always have material ready for people who want to hear. I will always try to jog the interest in somebody else. Yes, I will always talk about black power. We have an extremely, extremely unique history. We have extremely unique circumstances. And my favorite line right now is the system cannot fail who it was not designed to protect. And I just want to raise awareness on that note. So yeah, I don't care if nobody's listening. I don't care if nobody's reading. I don't care if nobody watches. Me don't care. Alright? I have a moral obligation to stand up. Yeah, but even still though, even still, you can't blame slavery. You can't just hold on to that. You can't keep saying, oh, this is holding me down and that's holding me down. Please, what about all of the black kids that make it out the ghetto because they went to school and got a degree? I don't want to hear that. It's like a little baby. You have a baby or somebody has a baby and you give it the good stuff and it's supposed to turn out to be a law-abiding citizen. Then you have somebody else who has another baby and is raised in a messed up environment, is just not the best stuff going into this baby, and it turns out to be a deviant. Now, I didn't write that. That's actually sociology 101. You have a baby, you give it good stuff, it comes out good. You have a baby, stuff ain't lined up right, it comes out deviant. That's textbook. I'm going to tell you what can happen though. You can have a baby, give it all of the good stuff, do everything that you're supposed to do under the parenting, everything is in line. And it could turn out to be a serial killer. Or you could have a baby. Your circumstances aren't the best. You don't have money. You're struggling. The baby don't have the things that it needs. It didn't have the things that it needed all through high school. And it turns out to go on. Follow the model. The model as in the cultural institutions that America has set forth for people to be successful. That's what you call an exception to the rule, and those are not spoken about in Sociology 101. So, you're right about one thing. We can't hold on to the, oh, this happened to us, this is why we do this, da 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 da. You know, anything negative about the black community. We can't hold on to it, but that is something that we talk about amongst each other in a clandestine meeting. Outside of that, nobody could say anything about our circumstances because of our historical uniqueness. So, can we hold on to it? Absolutely. We most definitely can. Because as Malcolm X just mentioned, from back in his day, which was relevant then, still relevant today, the government is the reason for the black community to be in the situation that it's in. Bottom line, that hasn't changed at all. So, um, again, you got to get your mind right. Whose side are you on? No, 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 no. I'm gonna raise my child to respect all skin colors. You know what? Better yet, they're not even gonna see skin color. I'm gonna teach them that all lives matter. You people on the internet, they keep talking about hashtag Black Lives Matter, but really it should be all lives matter. I said it. Hmm. Okay, well, in the previous example, I wasn't so much talking about what you were going to be doing with your kids, but we'll just visit that subject for a second. And what you're saying is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a great idea, but it's just not time for that, because you go ahead and you teach your child that skin color doesn't matter, and then when they get into the world and they start to live and they realize that there was a system formed against them, they're going to come back home and look at you like you're dumb, and then that's going to open up a whole new world of parenting that you've never experienced, where your child starts to think that they're smarter than you, and that'll be one of the reasons why. So, with that said, black liberation under new terms is something that needs to happen. It's what I talk about. As I told you before, I'm going to keep talking about it, so I don't care what you have to say, because people need to know. People need to know. And we need to get ourselves together, especially in the light of Oath Keepers. And if you don't know anything about Oath Keepers, that means that you're not linked up with me on social media, because that's the latest and greatest. It's consuming me right now. I can't stop writing about Oath Keepers. I can't stop talking about them. Alright? If you want to know more, you gotta follow me. My Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Operation BLUNT, all lowercase. You can follow me on Twitter at Let's Go Bien. That's at LESGOBIAN. I'm on YouTube, but it's best to check me out on Facebook, because that's where I share all of my work. I got some spoken word, and I got a whole bunch of other things in the works. That's blunt. Black liberation under new terms. I'm saying 2015 was good. Ayo, I just want to leave you guys on one note. All lives do matter. However, there is no other community or culture of people that have been persecuted and railroaded the way blacks are and have been throughout history. So, when it comes to all lives matter, that's a humanitarian thing. You get with Oprah and you go to a humanitarian event. As for all Black Lives Mattering, that is a discussion that can never, under any circumstances, be forgotten about again. When in fact that conversation is forgotten about, you have situations like Ferguson, you have that horrible tragedy at Fruitville Station with the young boy getting shot in the back while he's actually totally compliant with arrest because the officer thought it was his stun gun. We have Sean Bell, Amadou Diallo, the recent Eric Gardner being choked to death after screaming he can't breathe 11 times. We have all of the women who've been abused by law enforcement, and we have our communities and how they're simply not taking care of education, cuts, railroaded. So again, all lives do matter, but Black Lives Mattering is a discussion that will be relevant until things change. It must always be discussed, always. We can never not discuss this again.